Thanks. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lost Caravan RPG, where we do one-shots, miniseries, and long-running campaigns. Basically, if it's a TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. My name is Sam. I go by Sammy Scribbles on Twitter, and you can usually find me at here, especially running various games or other things. I don't know, but you can find me here. But tonight we're playing Ruins of Symbaroum, and before we introduce tonight's cast, we just have a few announcements to get through. See, I'm reading this prompt and I'm not doing very good. Sorry, guys. We have 3 sponsors. We have HeroForge.com, Epidemic Sounds, and Soul Muppet Publishing. You can use all the links posted in chat to support us and the content that we make. If you want to check out any of our previous streams, we have hundreds of hours of content just waiting on our YouTube channel. And if you want to support us in our community by checking out our merch, you can find that on our website at lostcaravanrpg.com. So real quick, we're going to go around and let everyone introduce themselves and tell us who you're playing tonight and basically what your thoughts have been so far on the road. And let me see who goes first. We're going to start with Matt. Surprise.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Matt. He, him pronouns. I am playing Lo Zhu, who also he, him pronouns. He's an old ex-military captain, now baker, now a mentor to 2 pupils. So right now he is, I think it's a mix of emotions of being scared for Marley, because he remembers what it was like when he killed someone for the first time, and he wants to make sure that she can deal with it properly. But he's also excited because it sounded like Alindra was interested in hearing about, his old wife back in the day, after we shared a little moment of seeing our ship start to take sail, hopefully. So, that's Lo, that's me. Thank you so much for having me.
Heck yes. Oh, let's see here. There we go. We had to change our audio real quick. Hopefully everything is good and you could hear us. I'm just gonna do a thumbs up. At least the captioner can. Perfect. I hope we get Lo's story about his first kill tonight. That would be...
Oh, snap.
All right. Next up is Anna.
That is me. Hey, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. You can find me on Twitter and most other social media that is not on fire at Archival Dustbun. And I play Alindra, the scholar who is here studying ruins and is with the party because of that, and definitely didn't kill the person that Marley thinks she killed. And on this journey over the last 2 days, Alindra, the first thing she did was copy the map into her notebook. So she has a second copy of the map, just in case. And has been making a number of contingency plans, because the first part of this job has gone sideways so quickly. And she's starting to wonder if she really can trust these adventurers to keep it together long enough to get in and out of Devakar.
Trust your buddies. It's fine. Totally did not just write in my notes that Alindra made a copy of the map. Good. Up next, Meyer. I'm sorry.
Mir's right. Mir. You're all good. Honestly, if it starts with an M, I will probably respond. I'm Mir, she, her. You can find me around the internet as Mir Draws. I am playing Marley, the optimistic, sheltered, probably fairly naive, and now beginning the road to traumatized fighter, warrior in Symbaroum parlance. Marley has been wrestling with what happened, with the fact that they have killed town guards, with the fact that she, is going to have to explain this to her family, why she can't go back to Thistlehold, and the fact that she now believes that she killed someone, even though she did not intend to. And so she is struggling with that and is probably sticking close to Lo and asking Lo for his wisdom because she's feeling pretty lost.
So sad and heart-wrenching. Okay. We're not going to traumatize Marley anymore tonight. It's fine. All right, Spencer, you're up.
Yeah.
Who you at?
I am Spencer at SpencerDV on Twitter, Discord, etc. And I use he, him pronouns, and so does my character, Henbane. Henbane, over these past couple days, is now dealing with the fact that he's in a relationship? Question mark. But yeah, and also with the fact that this whole thing in Thistlehold might have been a tad bit overkill, but they got out. He might have a talk with Marley at some point, but because he knows a bit of that same trauma, so we'll see how these next few days progress for him.
Right. We're building a ship. It's all good. This is what it's going to focus on.
This can only go well.
Only go well. All right. And Varg, last but not least.
Hi, I'm Varg, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Hutiar, the troll singer, and who also uses he, him pronouns. I'm really excited to be here. This is my first stream. I don't have any Twitter or anything, but yeah, you can find me here, apparently, so that's good. Hutiar is currently going through some things because he, for the first time, revealed himself to be a troll in a human settlement, and he did it specifically to help out his friends. So he's very excited that there was a moment of a loosening of his faux identity for a moment, and that it was for good, rather than for, being an evil troll.
At least for now.
Yeah,
We'll
right.
see. Excellent. And real quick, just to remind everyone, we are using safety mechanics for our cast, but also for the chat. If anything gets a little bit too much, go ahead and step away. Take care of yourselves. And people are more important than the story, than the stream. Just content warning for tonight. There will probably be some descriptions of blood and gore. There might be swarms, bugs, that sort of thing. Other than that, we're definitely going to still be sticking to all the players' lines and bells, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and just get right on into it. Before I give the description, I am going to have two players make two rolls to start things off. Lo, is today a good day or a bad day?
Oh, we'll see. What kind of roll do you want me to make to start things off?
I believe with your vein, that is a constitution roll.
All right. Okay, here we go. So that's a 13. Do I succeed or fail? I guess that'll determine if it's a good day or not.
It's a good day.
Ah, yes, I'm feeling quite spry.
Right as you can when it's been raining this much, but let's see here. And Marley, can I have a con check from you as well?
Yeah.
Let's see how your brain's doing, how your mental health is.
That's 7.
Good.
7?
7.
Great.
I rolled a 5.
Not good. It's not good.
No, it's not good.
Not a good day for you.
No, the rain has not helped.
Nope. You just can't stop thinking about everything that happened in Thistlehold as you walk away from it. So you will keep the frightened condition.
Okay.
One more roll. Sorry, I forgot for Anna or Alindre.
Yes. I do not trust roll 20 with such an important roll. So I'm going to roll this one physical.
Cheating.
Physical did such a good job for me.
I'm glad I have a +3 to con. That's an 11.
Just barely. Just barely.
Ooh.
Needed to beat a 10.
Electra looks
You did.
very tired.
Perfect. Nightmares have been plaguing your dreams, but you've been able to fight it off enough to get some semblance of rest. So, like we said, it has been raining, just sort of this incessant downpour that seems to almost mock any hope of respite. This rain has just been falling relentlessly, and the dirt beneath your feet has turned into this sludgy, almost treacherous terrain. The road basically becoming this muddy abyss. With each step, you find yourself sinking into the mire, and mud clinging to your boots, adding this extra burden to your already weary legs. And the surrounding landscape, you have the forest off to the west, the tall trees, even from this distance, you're able to see them. But they're almost obscured by the dim light of the stormy sky. Everything's sort of shrouded in these shadows. And as you guys have progressed along this road, you can't shake that overwhelming sense of stress and worry that has accompanied you on this journey, that anxiety that hangs heavy in the air, and a sort of palpable presence that amplifies with each passing moment, almost as though the road is growing narrower, despite that you've seen other travelers going in the opposite direction. For some of you, it's worse than others. Nightmares plaguing you, thoughts of what you could have done differently in Thistlehold, perhaps seeing blood still on your hands. But the road to Quran has not been easy. You can almost taste the worry in the air. But we're going to begin our journey. You still have a couple more hours of travel before you actually reach the city, but it is night. You don't have a fire going as you stop for camp. Everything is too wet for that, but the air is warm enough that you're not going to be cold this night. But as you guys settle down for the evening, what is the conversations that are happening? You know that you'll reach the city in the morning, and you know that it's been a hard trip, but perhaps tomorrow there will be some form of relief, a dry pair of clothes, maybe a warm meal before you begin your journey into Davakar.
If Marley is not taking things well, Lo is definitely trying to comfort, trying to regale with tales of. I think he'll probably start by talking about his time in the military, and then I guess it just depends on how well he picks up on like whether it's working or not. Because I could imagine him getting lost in thought and kind of rambling without realizing, oh no, this is more trauma. Whoops.
How's Marley been handling this as you guys have traveled? Has she been quieter than normal? What are her outward signals that she is struggling?
Probably quieter than normal. More withdrawn. Less of that like visible bounce in her step that they saw when she first walked into that tavern. Yeah, very like she's not generally starting conversations unless it's something that like has to be discussed. Or unless she's trying to like use talking to Lo as a way to like process and that kind of thing. She's probably like worrying at her clothes, fidgeting.
Perfect. Lo, is there anything in particular that you want to say to Marley as you guys are making camp? You see them standing, fidgeting with their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot quieter than what she had been just a few days ago.
Yes, of course. Marley, I just want to tell you that you did great back there. When it comes to safety, when it comes to your comrades in battle, not everyone is able to take decisive action as you did. I'm sorry that it seems to have hurt you. It's affected you quite deeply, and I've been there. But just know that, well, if not for your action, one of us might be the ones lying beneath the ground now.
Thank you, Lo.
Yes. Oh, you should get some rest. I think it'll feel a little better in the morning.
I'll try. And she'll see about however they are camping, trying to stay dry as possible, whatever it is.
Yeah, at this point, most of your gear has been saturated with water. I mean, the first night you all had been attempting to keep everything dry, find some overhang to keep, anything, your blankets, whatnot, from being wet. But at this point, 3-4 days into the journey, everything's just wet, muddy, just kind of just like plop down into the mud, and you're like, all right, sleep. Okay.
So in the mud it is.
In the mud. Mud is pretty cozy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, it'll hide her tears.
Oh.
Will it though? Because I think the mud would just show like the tear streams going down.
Yeah, but with the rain happening at the same time.
True. It's just the rain. It's just the rain.
Yeah.
Perfect. What about Hutiar and Hinbane? What are you two up to?
I feel like Hutiar is taking time away from the general party, not just because he doesn't want to drown in his sleep in the mud, but because he wants to make sure that the great feline that follows him wherever he goes is all right. Now that they're outside of the general civilized area, he's going to touch his Kuira, which is his beautiful meerkat, on the head and make sure that it's staying as least as dry as possible.
Has the group not met your meerkat yet? Which has been under the sheet dog.
Yeah, he has his sheet over him. I didn't know if I think like Hutiar wouldn't want to force that much of his forestry weirdness on the people. Most people wouldn't see a creature like that and see it as a pet. And he's trying to be sensitive of the human sensitivities.
Perfect. So Hutiar has gone off, probably near a small thicket of trees, by himself, leaving Henbane and Alindra still at the camp as well, with Lo and Marley.
I think, and yeah, this is just realistic. I think Henbane is currently working on still, like, cleaning some of the dried blood and viscera from his weapons. And it's also, like, sharpening his greatsword on a whetstone. Probably not talking to anybody unless they decide to talk to him, so he's just kind of cleaning his weapons, making sure they're in tip-top shape. The one gloved hand still showing.
Does he keep it dry?
He does his damnedest.
That's beautiful.
It's a little hard, okay?
Yeah, we are in a swamp.
Right.
Pretty much. So we don't know that much about Henbane. You're still trying to clean blood and viscera off your weapons. Is it actually there? Or is it just imagined with how many days have passed?
Oh,
With with how many days that have passed, it's probably not there. And so he's just sitting there cleaning. Well, probably at this point, at least given the conditions, as close to pristine as it can be, is still just cleaning pristine looking weapons.
That is rough. Clean weapons, but you still see blood. What about Alindra?
Alindra normally would be writing, but with it raining like this, I don't think she wants to unwrap her journals from the oilskin. So I think she's sitting here, huddled under her cloak, looking very miserable, just waiting for the night to pass, and probably eavesdropping on Lo and Marley's conversation.
Would you want to say anything to Marley as she plops down in the mud, or are you just going to keep your distance?
I think Alindra wants to help, but I don't know how successful she is. I think as Marley plops down, she just kind of leans over. You know, it was them or us. Those types of situations come up often in this line of work. You did well to protect us.
Marley just kind of nods.
Alindra just goes back to being miserable. Like a cat caught out in the rain.
That is how it seems to be. Is there some sort of patrol, anything that you guys have set up, or does everyone sleep? Or try to?
Hutiar would ask Henbane if he'd like to go out on patrol. It's better in pairs.
Yeah, I think it's more it's what he's used to doing. So yeah, he'll go.
Once the two are out in patrols, I feel like Hutiar would ask him, Henbane, are you good with your sword? You seem to be doing it constantly with your cleaning and almost dulling the blade with your rag.
It's what I have this for. Hold on, what is probably now at this point a whetstone that's of like no use anymore.
A man who overuses a tool often dulls it. The same is true of the mind and the heart. I try to be very sparing with both.
Trying to figure out this is Spencer or Henbane not understanding that.
Well, as long as your tools stay sharpened, I feel like we're very safe. But don't dull it from overwork. Don't overthink it. Take it from me, I don't think about anything. I'm a much happier troll that way.
I'll try to keep that in mind.
You should. Just do what comes natural. Anyway, let's look for baddies.
How distracted are you, Henbane?
Not necessarily from Hootiar, because that's a new thing. So I think he's I think he's just trying to sort of still process what went on there. So he's probably fairly distracted on two fronts, I would say. So he might not be looking in the best, most capable capacity right now.
Cool. Roll me perception at a disadvantage.
Okay, good.
No.
Oh, well, that first roll is a 19, so we'll see what the second one is.
Oh, no.
It's not terrible still.
Okay.
We're looking at a solid 10, Sam.
Cool, Leo. Hootiar, perception as well.
Oh, fantastic.
You see, last week we began this campaign as we intended to continue it. Rolling shittily.
Hey, that's an essential part of rolling.
Roll 20 now because you rolled solid dice that time.
Oh, my dice hate me no matter what, so it's just par for the course.
I got a 19, Sam.
Nice.
Perfect. You look past Henbane, who seems lost in his own thoughts, not able to notice what you noticed at first. But there is sort of a very low flame off in the distance. Not too far away. But you think there might be another camp.
Utiar would touch Henbane on the shoulder with his gloved hand and say, "Do you see that over there? I think we should go check it out. Can you be real sneaky like?"
It's one of the things I consider myself good at.
Alright, here you go. Alright, you go first then. I'm 9 feet tall and green, so, you first.
He just nods and will start moving towards the fire.
Thank you, Dido, by the way. Alright. Roll me some stealth.
Uh-huh. I said this is one of the things he is good at. It is not happening tonight, folks. That is going to be a whopping 6.
Oh.
We're never gonna make it to difficult.
We cannot even make it through the woods.
Through the woods. We haven't even made it
on
to
the road. Yeah. Henry, describe this as you attempt to sneak up to this camp?
I think it's probably one of those deals where in his mind, he's doing great. He looks great. But then like I believe his armor is just chain. So probably very audibly hearing like shink, 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 shink as he is trying to stealthily walk up to this camp, he feels. But it's not the case.
No. Hutiar, you know he's not being quiet either.
I almost want to have Hutiar worry, and he's going to say very, very quiet, almost as a whisper, for the point where Henbei would even only hear it in his mind. And he would say, "Be careful. I can hear you a mile away."
There's just this very quiet, what the fuck?
It's alright, just I need you to slow down, and I need you to not jump into their camp.
I was like looking around to determine the source of the noise.
As you're looking around, you do hear a rustle of like underbrush. Someone calling out, "Is somebody out there?"
Is there a tree nearby?
Yes.
Even though this giant of a man is just he is wide and tall. He figures with his anatomy and the way he looks, he was going to just pull out his maul and attempt to try and like squeeze and hide behind a tree.
Hutiar would like to use message to contact Alendra and say, "You need to come here, we're going to die, we're on the way to the forest." And that's the end of his spell.
Why are you about to die? You're supposed to be patrolling.
Henbane found something and he wandered into it, and now he's clinking up a storm.
Which direction?
You're gonna make me sing it again.
Yes, I need more information. I don't know where you two fucked off to.
Follow the 2 carved initials that I put into the trees. He didn't see it. Henbane's just like, wait, the what?
Excuse me?
That was what the perception check was for.
A little H and H.
It's like H and H forever, so like 4VR.
We don't have most of these letters in Trollish, nor a written script.
Is Lo awake?
I could see Lo being a pretty light sleeper. So, if you're stirring, he'd probably be like, "Is everything okay?"
No. Henbane and Hutiar, they apparently went to check on something, and now they're in trouble. So.
All right. All right. Oh. Marley. Marley? If you're saying something, I can't hear you, Marley.
Yes, what? I'm trying to sleep.
There's trouble.
Okay. She'll get up and grab her things, which she did not leave far from her. So.
Perfect.
They-
Middle of the
they-
night.
They said to follow initials in a tree. I don't know what he was talking about. I look at the other two for ideas.
I've done that before. It's been a long time, but I think I know what I'm looking for.
Lead the way.
All right.
Roll me
and-
survival.
All right. I'm decent at that. Not as decent as I thought. That's a 12.
Tomb of Dying Dreams, what?
You're looking for initials carved into a tree in the dark.
That's
Right.
true. That's true.
It's fine. All right. You guys are having a little bit of trouble finding these initials. There's more than one tree. Trees.
There is.
Yeah. They have sides around them. It's dark. Henbane. Utiar.
Mhm.
I'm echoing somewhere. Henbane, roll me deception as you
Oh.
try to hide behind this tree.
This is just a flat D20 roll. Let's go, folks. 18.
Oh, nice!
You found a very thick tree. Able to hide right behind it, even with your maul and whatnot. Yeah, your whole body is covered. Hutiar, what are you doing though?
Hutiar is going to he's going to get his meerkat and use his bonus action to call it from the woods around him with a small message. Be like, hey, come over here. And try to just keep Henbane between himself and the camp so that he can see what happens.
Are you trying to hide?
I guess I should try to hide. I guess that's probably a good idea. Let's give it a shot. Let's see. And... oh, I got a 9, so I'm still singing to myself. The message ended. The spell's not there anymore, but I'm still just like... and...
Perfect. So I mean, you are between Henbane and the camp, but you're just standing out in the open, singing loudly for all to hear. And again, the voice calls out, "Is somebody out there?"
If I think that I'm definitely exposed at this point, I would like to make an attempt to cover my face with my hood and do my little disguise check.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to make a deception at a DC 10. I got a 19.
There you go. You are now just a tall performer.
Hello there.
Oh God. Can you come into the light?
No, can I do that right now? I'm actually going to go back to the road. All right, you have a great night.
We need help.
Well,
When-
then it sounds like you need a great night in shining armor. it's I'm a comedian, you see.
I wish that I felt like laughing right now, but one of my companions has been severely hurt. Are you able to help them? I know
I
I'm
can
asking a
help.
lot from a random traveler.
At night in the woods.
Right, but maybe fate has brought you to us.
All right, fate keeps bringing me things. All right, well, I'm all alone out here, so Just keep your hands where I can see them.
Perfect.
And
out of the
yeah,
underbrush.
Hudiar's gonna go.
And Bane, you see Hutiar going.
Mm-hmm. Are we gonna try the stealth thing again? I think we're gonna try and stealth. Because Hudiar has effectively lied to this random person. So he kind of has to be quiet. There's gonna be an attempt made. We'll see what happens, I guess. Is going to try and stealthily tail Hudiar and this stranger.
Perfect. Let's see how your dice do.
We're rolling. Okay, now we're starting to roll hot. That's a natural 20 for 24.
Yeah.
Rearrange your armor. Put some heavy clothing over it so it doesn't clink anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You follow after Hutiar. Alindra, Marlelo, would any of you guys like to make survival checks?
Sure.
I would not.
That is a 17.
Nice.
Nice. All right. You find the initials.
I'll call them over and point and like going this way, it seems.
Oh, you found them. Good work.
Yeah.
Is there more
I guess
than
look
one?
for the next one.
Next one. All right.
Do you want me to roll again?
I'm wondering, Hutiar, did you do several, or what is the...
Probably because H and H are very easy initials to draw very quickly. I feel like he's just sort of wandering, very happily carving as he walks.
Aww.
It's just four vertical lines and then a single line that goes through the center.
Oh, that's so much better. I need that on a flag.
Cool. So should I look for the next one? Or are we rolling for each of them?
We are not rolling.
Okay.
Give me one more,
Okay.
because I like dice rolls.
8.
Great.
It's nice. It's
Someone else want to roll
free.
survival? Let's just
I can
pass around the
try.
high rolls. We each
I can
get
try.
one turn with the high roll.
There we go.
I've used
Alindra
mine.
is awful at survival, but that's a 17.
We get
Yeah.
one. We each get one turn with the high roll.
I
There you
hate
go.
that that's what I wasted it on.
You and me both.
You got it.
Wasted. You're trying to find your friends.
We're trying.
You're gonna
to
be dead
find
by the time we
love.
get there.
Hey.
For initials in the woods.
They thought it would work, okay?
Leave us alone.
Oh, right, I had prestidigitation. That would have been smarter.
Well, hindsight.
Yeah, right.
2020. We good. Barg, so you are following this person through the underbrush towards their camp?
Oh, I suppose so. Keeping both hands on the mask.
All right. And you've asked this person to keep their hands where you could see them.
That's correct.
They're following orders. They have their hands up. So we haven't had food and baggage. We were exploring ruins and Davokar and just an unthinkable accident happened. We've had to carry our friend Inri back by ourselves. They can't walk. But you seem like a capable fellow. Do you think you might be able to help them? They're just a little bit further.
Yeah, I could probably help them, or maybe I could lift them to get back where they're going.
We're trying to get back to Thistlehold.
I don't know. There's been rumors of trolls about there.
Trolls?
Aye.
He like looks back at your height. I hope not. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. We need help getting back. And as you pass through the underbrush, you do see this very small campfire. It seems as though they've put over their cloaks in order to keep the fire going, and there are 4 other individuals that you could see in the light that are sitting around the fire, and one just completely laying down. As he calls out, he's like, I found someone that can help us. They seem pretty strong and could possibly carry Henry back to Thistlehold for us.
All right. Show me the wounds. Maybe I can do something about that too.
Right, and the person pulls you over to the one that's lying on the ground, lifting the blanket. You see their leg is mangled below the knee, unable to walk. Do you have a medicine check?
Oh, I do. It's negative, but I can do it.
Oh no.
Let's pass you the high roll.
I got the 7.
Oh.
Aye, that is a wound. That's definitely a wound. That's the woundedest wound I've ever seen.
The person seems to be going in and out of consciousness. But yeah, from your very limited medical knowledge, doesn't look very good. It's okay though. Yeah, it's a wound.
Aye, it's a wound. Anyway, alright, let's start dragging.
Right now in the middle of the night.
Alright, stay here.
No, perhaps you could share our campfire with us until the morning.
That's very kind of you. I sent another message to Alindra being like, where the hell are you? There's people here. There's 4 of them. They are all sick or damaged.
You sent us on a wild goose chase, looking for initials carved in the trees in the dark. We are coming, but it's going to take us a moment.
Alright, so I would like to see if I can cast Prestidigitation to sort of shed light over their campfire. Would that be like a deception check to hide why I'm doing it, or...
What would you say is the reason you're doing it?
I'm doing it so that I can clean up the jacket that I'm using, and that I can use some wind to sort of stoke the campfire. I can warm them up. I'm just going to essentially be using Prestidigitation to create as many sensory things, so maybe we're easier to see at a distance, because if you see like flickering light from a campfire, gusts of wind.
Okay. Roll deception.
All right, I'm good at that. I mean, I'm not. No, I'm a very honest person. I'm actually exceptionally honest.
Same.
Alrighty. So let's see here. We're gonna roll deception. If roll 20 wants to work. I got a 15.
Ooh.
Perfect. These people seem startled by this sudden show of magic. The one that you had been talking to. Are you from the Ordo Magica?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize that you were a mystic. You're not corrupted though, right?
Nay, no. That's why I'm so tall. I store all my magic in my knees.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, comedian. Anyway, we're just gonna stay by here by the fire for a moment. You know, warm ourselves up, and really hope that the rest of the people get here.
What's Henbane doing?
That's a darn good question. He's way back when we were not way back when, it was like a few days ago. When we were given instructions to find this Helidon, were we given a description of him?
Yes.
I think he's, while still at least trying to hide, is going to make an attempt to see if maybe anybody in this group of four could be Helidon.
Give me a perception check.
Cool. I don't have a way to take a picture of this right now. That's another natural 20. So it's going to be 24.
Oh my gosh!
There we go. You are fairly certain from the description that you're given and the way that you're able to see some of these individuals. So most of them do have like their faces ducked. They're trying to warm themselves. The one that is injured, they basically have them wrapped up as much as they can. None of them seem to match the description. Of Helidon.
Should he go over? Yeah, he's still going to try and make a stealthy approach towards the camp. Basically get like right up on the outskirts. Or at least as close as he can.
Alright. Roll me some stealth.
And this is where it's gonna be bad. Why did I have to start rolling hot on like stealth checks as a fighter? That's 17 plus 4, so 21.
Yes!
You're fine. You are able to navigate through the shadows where the firelight is dancing and casting longer shadows and not using the various trees and underbrush, and you're able to get right up close as you can without entering the camp.
I feel like Huyar's probably been able to like maybe keep track of where Henbane is. So like just along the outskirts of the camp, Huyar, you're just going to see Henbane's gloved hand reach just above like whatever like brush he might be hiding behind, just to show you where he is, and then just quickly pull his hand back down.
Hudiar will think at him. You don't have to show me. Just think towards my direction.
In his head, he's like, okay.
There you go. You're learning.
Oh, this is weird. I'm not used to talking with... What?
It's perfectly fine. All you need to know is that sometimes, when two people get to know each other, the spirits of the woods can transmit their thoughts, and we'll go over it later. We've got other things. Where's the rest of the group?
I don't have any clue. Was that an innuendo thing? Is this an innuendo thing?
No, it's just a bond.
Okay.
All
Right, Hootiar's just gonna keep trying to distract these people with one-liners and various sing-song things.
Perfect. Let's see here. Lo, Lindra, and Marley, you finally catch sight of the firelight where you think they must have gone. Combination of Marley is able to find many of the engravings on the trees, as well as Alindra sort of happening upon them.
I think maybe we should approach quietly, see what the situation is.
That's a good idea.
I guess we'll spread out a little bit and approach quietly.
Perfect. Everyone roll stealth.
Awesome. I have advantage on these.
I completely forgot I've had advantage on stealth this entire time because of my boon.
Oh,
Not
snap.
that you needed it.
Not that I've needed it so far, but...
Glad for that advantage. It's a 12-point difference.
There you go.
Yeah.
Someone want to guess what I rolled?
Did you roll a natural one, Marley?
No, not quite. I rolled 3, which means my stealth is a 6.
Nice.
No.
I did say we spread out.
How far did you spread out? Like, what is the distance between the lot of you?
I can't imagine it's super far because we wouldn't want to get lost.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So Marley, what happens?
I think Marley literally just like trips and face plants with a huge splat into the mud.
Right into the camp.
Probably.
There is a loud shuffling and surprised voices as they turn their attention from Hutiar and his jokes to this sudden intruder in their camp. Hutiar, weapons that you hadn't noticed before are pulled with sudden surprise as they're like, "Who is this one of yours?"
Marley is just groaning and like getting herself back up and wiping the mud out of her eyes.
Oh, you poor thing. Prestidigitation, just wipe all that away. And if he does it by singing, like, clean up, everybody do your share. It's no corruption.
Great.
Oh, I found you. Okay.
Are you able to do anything with medicine? Could you help this person? They seem to be very hurt.
I can look, but I don't know that much.
No, just prod around in there. Just stick your finger in.
I don't think that's gonna help.
That's what I did.
Are they still okay?
Oh, I deny. Ask them.
Wait, real quick. Hutiar, did you touch the wound?
No, I'm mostly joking. I don't think he knows what to do about wounds.
Fine.
Does it look like Oh yeah, no, I failed my medicine check. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Nat 20 for a 21.
Nice.
Get it?
Perfect. So Marley, you go over there. The weapons return to their sheaths. The surprise, they're like, "Oh, this is your companion." Of course. Please take a look at her friend. A horrible accident in some ruins. Again, as you lift up the blanket that they've put over the slag, you see that the limb is twisted and contorted, and really there's no room for hope or salvation on it. You could see oozing crimson and just very much it is shattered.
Is this a no hope for the leg or no hope for the person?
No hope for the leg, but as you sort of touch their skin very lightly, you do feel that they have a fever. And it could quickly turn into something more.
That leg's not gonna... That leg's not gonna survive. It's gonna have to go, but they've got a fever. Have you been giving them liquids to drink?
We've tried. They can't keep much down.
With my role, would I have any idea of something to suggest? Maybe wisdom from Lo or something else.
Yeah, Lo. At least from our first adventure, very much has interest in teas. And you know that there are many herbs that grow naturally on the edge of the forest of Davakar that you could use in order to help them perhaps get the water down easier.
Are we close enough to the edge of the forest for that, or is that something that we'd have to get closer for?
You are close to the forest. I mean, probably like an hour or so walk.
Is this something that I could potentially, like, describe to them what to look for, or like draw it out or something like that if someone has... I mean, because I have paper and pen. That is stuff that I have.
Yeah, with your role, that is definitely something that you could describe.
Okay. Then I'm going to be telling them that, like, what they need to find is this particular herb. It might be able to help them keep water down and maybe help with the fever to mitigate it. Give them a bit more time. You'll find it at the edge of the forest.
Perfect. And as Marley is describing this, Lo, what are you doing?
I'd say that Lo is relatively close, keeping ears peeled, eyes on, and you can just kind of see a smile on his face as Marley is handling this situation with the confidence and strength that Lo knows that Marley is capable of. And if there's like a log nearby, he just kind of has a quick seat and just kind of, enjoys the show.
Perfect. What about Alindra?
She is sticking to the plan and staying hidden for now and watching what's going on. She still doesn't trust the situation.
Why are you so distrustful? Jeez.
Maybe it's because the GM is smiling.
No, the smile got bigger. We're screwed, folks.
This is how we end up in the forest. We're all gonna get knocked out and wake up in the middle of the forest. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, Marley is going to be like, she's taking her time in explaining this and drawing it out and trying to, educate, because she needed this win. This is something she can help with. This is, some positive good she can do.
Yeah, is it almost like you feel if you could save this person that it might make up for the life you took?
Possibly.
Yeah. Maybe it will help. Are you going to go with them to find the herb, or just give them the drawings?
Give them the drawings. Marley is not planning on going off with a bunch of strangers.
Lo taught you well. And
she'd only go off with a bunch of strangers if
Yeah.
Lo was with her. If Lo was with her, she'd do it.
Mm-hmm. Stranger danger.
You got 3. That's fine. Houtier, what are you doing now that Marley has made her appearance?
Now that Marley has kind of described what needs to happen, that, like, the gentleman will have to lose the leg to be saved, he's kind of wondering if he's willing to expend his personal resources or risk corruption to help her save this life.
Is that something you want to talk to Marley about? Or is it something you're tackling yourself?
He would ask her, how confident are you in your ability to treat the wound?
How confident am I in my ability to treat the wound? Because knowing what it needs is different than being able to do it.
Well, if it needs to go, you've got a sword.
Doesn't mean I know how to deal with. It doesn't mean I know how to deal with taking care of the wound afterwards and making sure he doesn't bleed out.
True.
If only we had a wise gentleman who might have experience treating old war wounds.
If only you did.
Does he say that out loud?
Yes, absolutely.
Lo!
At this point, 2 of the people have gone off towards the forest edge to find the herb that Marley had mentioned. So there's only the one on the ground and then 2 others that are still here.
Yeah, Lo will start to hobble forward, and say, so, it looks like drastic action is necessary.
Marley will be introducing Lo as her mentor. Not giving a name, but just like, this is my mentor, he might know more.
Hello.
Are there more of you?
Hundreds.
He was in the army.
That's what I mean.
Are you sure this old man has the capacity to help our friend?
He's the one I learned from.
Yes. I assure you that as far as dealing with wounds, I'm pretty decent. It's been maybe a few years since I've dealt with a wound that big, but I'm sure old habits die hard.
We're hoping that there will be no dying, but
Yes. Fingers crossed.
we don't exactly instill the most confidence in them.
At this point, I think Henry's going to like mentally message Hootiar. Should I just come out of hiding at this point, or
You want me to set you up?
no? He's just asking you. Oh wait, do you have to initiate the conversation with the mind stuff, or
No, Hootiar's asking, do you want like to be set up with an introduction?
Oh, okay, gotcha. That might be the safest option, so yes, let's go with that.
Oh, now that we have this wise old man who can help us with this medical... If only we had a nice, strong, strapping gentleman who could cleave through the bone.
Yes, a handsome, big fella.
Where would we find someone like that, other than myself?
Alindra's face is pressed against a tree.
Henbane's just going to, slowly and awkwardly just stand up from, like, behind the brush he was hiding behind at the outskirts of camp. Hello?
And one appears. How fortuitous.
Are there hundreds of them?
I don't lie.
Ghosts in the night. No, Marley's not saying that. That's Mir being a shit.
See, so from what I overheard, pulling out his greatsword as he walks into camp, we're amputating this one's leg.
Is that what we have to do? Are you sure there's no way to save it?
Look at the thing.
The bone's shattered. There's no amount of splinting's gonna help that.
What do we do afterwards then?
Either A, this herb that your friends are searching for helps, or he's going to reach down into the fire pit and like pull out one of the burning logs, or we cauterize the wound.
I don't know if I could watch.
The herbs are for the fever, not for the blood loss.
So you get both.
So cauterizing it is.
Marley's not going to be able to watch this either.
I mean, do what you have to do. We have to save his life.
You know, before I take too much of a drastic measure with this, waving the burning log, does any of us here have any healing magic in any capacity, or are we sort of on our own?
Healing magic is by its nature unpredictable and prone to corrupt the user.
I guess we're doing things the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way is a world free of corruption before humanity. Anyway, what were you doing?
Talking to Henbane or someone else?
Hootiar's staring at a log now.
Oh.
He just depressed himself.
Oh no.
The two that remain are definitely giving you a look, Hootiar.
Yeah, he's giving his whole life a long look right now.
That's hard stare.
It's more like 5 yards because there's a lot of like mud and stuff. You can't see that far.
Oh, buddy. So, I guess he's gonna look to the two individuals that are still, at this point to him, like lucid in terms of being able to speak and not in pain. If I'm going to be honest with one of you, I might need one of you to be the one to, shh. Waves burning log.
Oh, that's what you mean. Right.
Lo, could you, I'm sorry, Hootiar would say, old man, can you do that?
Sure, I could give it a shot.
I'm okay. I could also. I don't want the old man to get hurt.
Trust me, he is more than capable.
Right, you all seem like seasoned adventurers and travelers.
He's going to rip off a strip of the cloak he's wearing and effectively basically make it into some sort of God, gag is not the right word I want to use, but essentially something for this individual to bite down onto as he cuts off their leg.
Hootiar has a stick. Like a quarterstaff.
Yeah, I guess that'll work.
I mean, it's that or fold up a belt.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting tooth marks in my belt.
Yet.
Yeah, wait.
Sorry.
Wait, whoa.
Continue.
I guess the quarterstaff's the option there.
And if Lo is the one that's going to be doing the cauterizing, Hootiar trusts Henbane to be able to cleave a leg. So he's going to sing a small song to the wisdom of the old man once that happens.
Okay. Alright, let's amputate.
Make an attack roll, Henbane, and don't get a 1.
Let's see, that is going to be a 14.
Welcome to Symbaroum, the newest medical drama.
Symbaroum.
You have been sharpening this blade. You know how to rend flesh, and you clean. It's a clean cut. You don't want them to suffer needlessly. Don't want to be hacking at it. The blade goes right through. Bone, sinew, and all.
Alright, Lo.
Alright.
Hootiar would begin singing so that he can use his enhance ability on Lo's wisdom for medicine.
Nice. Okay, let's do this.
Medicine bowl.
And enhance ability, does that give me advantage?
Yes, that gives you Owl's wisdom is going to give you advantage as Hootiar sings, "The man is wise and stalwart with his steel. He finds his way around the bone and makes it nice and heal."
Nat 20, baby!
Let's go!
Hey! Passing it around.
Oh my god.
Lo is just like
Describe
dancing
this.
while.
Don't worry, we're gonna get into combat and it's just gonna go downhill from here.
Sam, that uses up 2 of my songs of dusk.
Oh, snap.
2 of 10.
I have a total of 4. 4.
Oh. All right. Just gotta bleed you guys.
Dang.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I'm just reacting. Oh my gosh, that's 2 of the 4. That's brutal.
Lo, describe this cauterization.
Okay. So, in this case, after the cut, Lo immediately springs into action, and I mean, I'd say like in this case, the tune gets him focused in a way that it's like you see him moving more deftly and more precisely than normal. It's like in Lo's head, it's as though he's back on the battlefield, back with his fellow soldiers. And in those moments, just one missed second, just one hesitation, and that could mean the difference between life and death. And unfortunately, he's learned that difference quite a number of times. And so in this case, that muscle memory kicks in. He hears that tune. He grabs the log, and he immediately presses it against, making sure that every part of the wound where it would be bleeding, where it would be exposed, is allowed to burn and seal off. And I'd say Lo immediately. I do have additionally an ability known as field dressings, in which case normally it would just be like during a rest, help people with their hit die and stuff. But I imagine that Lo is able to pull out just a little bit of like in his case, it's though he is a baker by trade now, he does still cut himself every now and then when he's slicing bread or maybe slicing some meat, and so he has to be able to patch that up. And so he takes out just a little bit of gauze and helps wrap everything and make sure that everything's sealed up tight, and that though I'm sure still in immense pain, at the very least will be good.
Right. The person has been so out of their mind with fever that they don't even really like scream or cry out, which is almost unsettling. But yeah, that distinct smell of burning flesh pervades the surrounding area, mixing with like charred tissue and singed hair, and it just sort of like clings to your nostrils. But there's also like, even though like this horrible visceral smell in the air, there is also that hope that you've just preserved this life. Marley, are you watching? She's just at a loss for words with how crazy this is.
We can't hear you.
Yeah.
Doing that. Marley talks to herself and no one else can hear. No, she probably intended not to watch, but she is impulsive, and so probably at the last second she would turn and watch anyway.
Roll me Constitution.
Okay. That is an 18.
You're fine.
Thank God.
Like, you'd prepared yourself. You knew that this needed to happen. You had the medical knowledge passed down from Lo. You knew that this was there to save his life. And again, like that glimmer of hope within you that perhaps by saving this life, it will somehow set the scale back in balance. But now all there is to do as the rain continues to fall is to wait and see if those two people that you sent out for this herb return in order to make this tea for their friend.
I get the odd feeling that they're going back to town to report where we are. I would say in a telepathic thing to Henbane.
And do we just keep moving?
I'm gonna send a message to Alindra because Alindra knows things. Alindra, do you think they're telling on us and bringing the guards here?
Well, it's 2 days back to Thistlehold, so surely not that way. They are heading towards the other town. It'll take them longer than an hour, so we should know.
So I guess we wait.
Alindra has been staying in the shadows. I don't think she flinched away from everything that was happening there, but she is keeping an eye out on the surrounding area just to make sure that we do not get snuck up on while everyone is preoccupied. But her eyes, I think, flick a lot to the ground in the underbrush. The shadows here, especially from the firelight, kind of playing tricks on her eyes as she's remembering those dreams and the spreading corruption.
Yeah, it's hard when everything around you is so dark. It could easily be what you had seen in your dreams. Roll me perception.
It's a 9. I'm distracted.
Distracted. Those long shadows, the dreams that have been haunting your mind. It's well into the middle of the night and your eyes are heavy with exhaustion. But yeah, you don't notice anything around you. Sound of the rain, rustling of the wind. So we stay the night with these strangers, keeping vigil on our new friends.
I think it depends on whether or not their friends come back within a reasonable amount of time.
Probably a good idea.
So if an hour passes, and then 2, what is your next move?
Well, 2 hours was enough time to get out there and get back, but probably not enough time to search.
Right. But does that worry start to creep in? It's kind of hard to tell time when it's raining. You can't see the moonlight. Seconds seem longer than they should.
How are the 2 that are here with us? How are they acting?
Quiet. They check on their friend every so often, but they don't much engage the 4 of you in conversation unless you guys try to speak with them first.
Lo would like to try to ask them one thing. You wouldn't happen to know a fella by the name of Helidon, would you?
They look at each other. It doesn't ring a bell.
All right, thank you very much.
Are you looking for someone by that name?
Yes. Unfortunately, it seems that, well, he's lost, so we're trying to find him. we want to bring him home safe. Though, I don't know if that return visit is going to be very pleasant for us.
Where did you lose him at?
We didn't lose him. Unfortunately, it seems that his sibling did, and well, they want us to find him.
Is on the road, the rivers, in the forest?
In Davakar.
Oh, they kind of exchange glances. Was he part of a group?
Yeah.
You guys seem to know what you're doing. Going into the forest is dangerous. I mean, that's where we were when our friend got hurt.
What happened?
We were exploring some ruins, and many of them are trapped. We didn't see the trap before our friend's leg was crushed beneath falling stone. Sadly, we've had to return empty-handed since we had to carry our friend Moore here out.
Question. The injury, does the injury look like a crush wound?
With the nat 20 you got on your medicine check, yeah, you're fairly certain that it seems to match up. I wish we could somehow repay you guys for coming and helping us. Is there anything that we can give you?
Marley's just looking at the others. Probably specifically looking to Lo because she doesn't have an answer.
Does Marley look a little less haunted, a little less traumatized?
She looks a little more hopeful, at least.
Oh, okay, great.
I don't know that she's lost that frightened condition, but she's
okay.
still like she's interacting more.
Great. Great.
She's more alert.
Okay.
She's paying more attention.
Lo is gonna ask in that case. You wouldn't happen to have an extra piece of bread or something, would you?
No, sadly, I told your tall friend there that we really don't have any food.
All right. Do you mind? I'm gonna go stretch my legs for a second.
Oh, of course. I'm sure the rain joints are getting a little tender,
yes,
right?
Exactly. That's why I'm leaving. And Lo is gonna go look for Alindra.
I mean, she rolled pretty high in her stealth, but if she sees you kind of wandering through the woods looking for her, she'll wait till you get far enough away from the camp and then just kind of step out from behind a tree.
Oh, hello. It's good to see you.
What do you think of this whole situation?
Well, I'm concerned. We were able to save the person by getting rid of the leg, but overall, I am scared that their friends might not make it back. But How are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just keeping an eye out. Do you not think that they are a threat to us in any way?
Nope, not at all. They seem perfectly harmless to me.
Okay. That's well enough. I'm tired of standing out here in the trees.
Yes, I am sorry to have left you out here alone for so long.
No, I'm quite used to being alone, don't worry.
And Lo will just kind of give like a smile that also has just a little bit of like, aw, kind of hurt in there.
Oh. Oh gosh. Low roll perception.
All right. $23.
Nice.
Way better than Alindra's 9 earlier.
Let's go.
As you have your conversation with Alindra, your eyes, it's sort of something you've grown used to, just darting around the woods. You suddenly feel as though the woods are staring back. That something has been observing you.
Does it feel like one specific direction?
You could pinpoint exactly where it's at.
Lo is going to pretend to fall in the hopes that Alindra will catch him. Oh, my Atlas. Oh!
She would catch him. Yes.
And then Lo's gonna whisper and say, I think there's someone watching from that direction. And it's like he intentionally kind of fell to the point where he could do like a light point in towards the presence.
Understood. Do you think it's just one person?
Do I think it's just one person?
Well, Alindra is holding you for a long time for this conversation.
As I'm helping him up.
It's difficult to tell, but it's definitely one of those things where you know you're being watched. You can't tell by how many, but that presence is there.
I'm sorry, I can't tell. But they've got an eye on us, so we should have an eye out, always.
You seem to be better at this in the woods than I am. Perhaps we should join the others.
I agree. Thank you for the assistance.
Of course.
So the two of you join the others. Alindra, do you join the camp?
Yes. Alindra, as she approaches, finally found you all.
There are
Just
hundreds
wandering
of
off in the night.
It seems they're all asleep right now, so...
Hutiar is definitely trying to get some sleep. He's got the tarp over himself. Tarp, sweet tarp.
Sweet tarp. One of the individuals in the group look up. Another one of you lot.
I told you. 100. I mean, this is just scratching the iceberg, so don't try anything you hear.
mean, we would never.
Good. Wise.
No, of course not. It's just a little disconcerting to know that there's just two of us here, and suddenly there's more and more of you keep coming.
And how about your friend in the woods? And Alindra motions towards the direction of whatever was watching us.
Oh, we sent two off to go get an herb that your friend here had mentioned.
They seem like they're lying.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Roll insight.
Gladly.
I hope you're
a
good at this.
social thing. So I get advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Marley is probably like trying to stay awake, but like half dozing, possibly against Hutiar.
Hutiar's like, I keep waking up because people keep talking.
I think Alindra nudges Hutiar with her foot. That's a 21 on my insight.
They aren't lying that they sent their friends out into the woods, but they're definitely holding something back.
Yeah, Alindra doesn't like to find herself at a disadvantage, especially when it comes to information. That is always a bad situation to be in. So I think she stares at them for a moment. There are only two of you in this camp, and whoever you have in the surrounding area would not make it here in time to make much of a difference for you. So withholding information is not the best idea.
What are you getting at? I told you we sent two off into the woods to find that herb.
Is something chasing you and keeping an eye on you?
They fall completely silent at that. Faces going slightly pale.
Was there something in the ruins that you brought here with you? Is that why your friends have abandoned you and are never coming back?
They wouldn't do that. They're coming back.
Can I do an intimidate check to like sort of convince them that they're already abandoned? Because Hutiar's trying to he's starting to get some feelings.
Oh, man.
So much for that hopeful feeling.
There is no hope.
Just kick the baby while she's down.
Oh, she's trying to sleep.
She's probably waking up because, again, the conversation's happening and Hutiar's moving.
Yeah, he's moving very quickly. Am I good to do intimidation?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I have advantage on that, so 14.
One of them seems a little bit more shaken than the other. It's like, no. We're bringing our friend back to Thistlehold. We just need their fever to break. We didn't bring anything back from the ruins. I don't... We were simply just asking you for your help.
Well, if that is not a friend of yours out there, then I suggest you draw your weapons, because I think we have company.
Roll perception, Alindra.
I'm very good at insight, not very good at perception.
Insight works too.
Oh,
Roll insight.
okay. Okay, because I have advantage on insight. 16.
throughout the conversation, you've been monitoring like their body language and like what they've been looking at, and you do see that their eyes keep darting to their bags whenever they say like, "We're not being followed."
Yeah, I'll look over and catch Lo's eye and just motion with my head towards their bags.
Draw our weapons. There's just the two of us. Did you bring someone?
Whatever it is watching your camp.
One of them looks at the other and just like, we should have left it. We should have left it where it was.
Left what?
We thought it was an artifact. But we're just gonna sell it when we're in Thistlehold. I mean, it could make a lot of money. If you help us find it, we could totally, when we go back to Thistlehold and sell it, we'll split the profit.
This really sounds like an issue for you all. I think it might be best if the rest of us leave, she says, looking at the others.
What kind of artifact? What people made the artifact?
I mean, it looks like a sickle. I don't know much about it. It seemed like it could have a high price.
You will show us.
Okay.
Alindra is moving to make sure she is not in the direct line between where that thing was and where this artifact currently is.
Yeah, Marley has gotten up and is essentially like ready to move if she needs to.
Perfect.
UTR is ready to use his artifact collector feature, Inspector.
The individual goes a deep breath, opens his pack, and from it pulls out this small parcel that has been wrapped in layers of cloth. The cloth looks stained, and as he opens the cloth, not touching the artifact, he keeps the cloth between himself and the sickle. He hands it to you, Hutiar, to show you.
Hutiar is going to be very careful not to touch it directly, using only the gloved hand. Am I good to make my investigation check?
Yes.
Alrighty. I'm going to see if it is a trollish artifact.
Does it only tell you if it is trollish?
No, but I probably don't find anything. I identify what people made the item, and I can even figure out a specific community of the crafter. But with a 6, that doesn't come near to what I need.
No. I mean, you do see, so just observing the sickle from your eyes, you can tell that it is old, that its blade has been dulled with the passage of time. It probably once had this keen edge for precise attacks, but no longer. Does it have that? Definitely that still has that crescent moon type shape. But even though you don't know who made it or where it is from, this very cold feeling seems to fill you as you look at it.
I hand it back to them. Does not appear to be of my people's make that I can tell.
Your people?
The Order of the Magica.
Oh, right. I mean, but you could tell that it would probably get a good price, and this will hold, right? So if you stay and fight with us.
What are we fighting?
And from the ground, the individual that had been injured, you hear this croaking voice. A necromage.
As I said, we should leave.
The other individual, please, you can't leave us.
You stole from a necromage.
You made your choices.
We didn't. It was in the ruins.
It's in ruins that did not belong to you.
But if you help us take it out, then it won't be following us anymore, and we told you we'll split the profit, whatever it is. Heck, it won't even be 50-50, we'll give you 60.
Hutiar's gonna look at Henbane.
Is Hutiar still holding the artifact?
No, he gave it back.
The way I see it, these people touched something that wasn't theirs. This is just justice being carried out.
Hear a loud, sort of screeching cry fill the night. Their heads whip towards this, like, you're just 75%, 75.
Fuck off.
Whatever you fetch for that thing is not worth my life.
Specifically pointing to Marilay. Hutiar's gonna be like, nor her. She's already seen enough death.
So do you guys leave?
Yup.
Marley will go if the rest of them do.
Hutiar, I guess, is gonna look at Lo and wait for the kindly and wise gentleman to make his opinion known.
Marley, Lo is gonna come up to you and say, "You've been through a lot. I know that this adventuring gig hasn't been the path that you thought it might be. What do you think about this artifact? Do you think we leave them? Do you think we leave the artifact?"
What does Marley know about necromages?
Good question. Marley, do you have history
Yes.
or religion?
History, yes. Religion, no.
Roll me history. Low, you could also roll it.
8. This is the only intelligence check that I get a plus on.
It's okay.
I've got a 15.
Low can remind you. Basically, within Davokar, A sorcerer, which is usually of a barbarian tribe, when they're killed and not buried in a proper manner, they can rise again.
Mm-hmm.
You see these, they sort of appear, at least the stories of those who have gone into the ruins of Symbaroum and returned to Thistlehold have described these almost ethereal, half transparent and shape-shifting necromage that has this fondness for transforming into a mirror image of whoever they meet. It's primarily said that they're hunting for company. They've grown lonely. But they try to lure travelers in and eventually consume the soul of their guests.
I think Marley is looking at Lo and going, can you kill a ghost?
I've never done it before. But it sounds like a hero thing to do.
I'm not feeling very much like a hero right now.
That's fine. We don't have to. In that case, Lo is going to, like, I imagine that when he sat down, he took off a lot of, like, bits of clothing. Definitely not holding his bag, because if we're waiting, Lo, comfort is peak. So he's going to start, putting everything back on. Now, GM question. You did mention, like, this not buried in a proper manner. Would an artifact being removed be a part of this? Like, is returning an artifact enough to, I guess, ease the spirit of a potential necromage?
With your role in history, you think so?
Oh. In that case, Lo is gonna go over to the two and say, You want to live, yes?
Yes, of course. So you're gonna help us fight it then?
No. But we might be able to help you live. And Lo is gonna he's gonna take his cloak off and kind of gesture with it kind of in a bundle for the artifact.
What are you going to do with it?
Oh, I'm taking it back. It's gonna come after you, and I don't think you can stop it. We don't intend on stopping it. But if we return this, maybe you'll live.
No, we've already gotten it this far.
Oh, yes. Sure. But that's a sunk cost. In my bakery business, I've learned some fundamentals of accounting, and sunk costs are not they're not all they're cracked up to be, so please.
Roll persuasion.
All right. 18, baby!
They glance towards their friend on the ground and then towards the five of you about to leave. And he hands the artifact over. Doesn't look happy. He's like, but to his friend, he's just like, won't be alive to find any more artifacts if we don't make it through this one.
Good point. Good point.
And what exactly are you planning to do with that, Lo?
Well, we're going into to try to find Helidon anyway, right? I imagine we could probably drop this into a recently disturbed grave. I can't imagine they would have reburied whoever they grave robbed.
Davakar is massive. You expect us to just stumble on the grave?
I'll give it a shot. You know, day to day, I've spent a lot of time doing a lot of things that are a waste of time. So, I don't mind spending a little bit more.
The man we're trying to find to bring back to his brother. That's, who doesn't have a lot of time.
Right. True.
Yes. Normally, I wouldn't disparage something that you might want to do like that, but we have 5 days into Davakar. We're really going to have a necromage hunt us for 5 days.
There's
I
gotta
mean,
be.
you could say that Davakar is the grave. What if we get in and just
Maybe.
chuck it in?
Worth a shot.
And
Or
that
what if you-
screaming cry fills the night.
Throw it towards the creature now. That's what it's following.
I could try that. I can certainly try that.
Does Lo throw it?
Yeah. What?
Oh no.
Is that what you want?
Roll me a reflex save.
Oh
Uh-oh.
god.
Dex save.
Dex save, yeah. Wrong
That's
system.
a 16.
Yeah, I know, Pathfinder. As you throw it, you're able to sort of, perhaps the throw throws you off balance a little bit, and you stumble to the side right as what almost seems like an arrow flies right past your face and embeds in the tree trunk next to you. Except it's not just a normal arrow as you look back at it, and it dissolves away into this sort of black ichor. You feel like if you had been holding it just a little bit longer, that it would have hit you.
Alindra just gestures at the dissolving arrow.
Oh, all right. Good point. Good.
Marley is just like grabbing, like scooping up whatever, other like bag or whatever that Lo, had on the ground, and is just like grabbing Lo's arm to like get out.
All right. All right.
Marley, you step in front of Lo.
Impulsive, so yes.
Oh no.
Alright, so as you step in front of Lo and you look up towards where he tossed the sickle, you see yourself standing there. Your clothes are bloodstained. This sort of wide-eyed look staring back at you. This mirror image of you bends down and picks up the sickle. Doesn't leave your line of sight as it puts the sickle up to its neck.
Marley at that point is just like that grab and go. Marley is not intending to keep watching that. Marley is getting herself and Lo the fuck out of there.
You don't know what happens next.
Nope.
And this is a good start for us to take a break.
Oh snap.
Marley will forever wonder what happens next, but she will not know.
She will not know as you run off into the night away from whatever this creature was. But yeah, we will be back in probably like 5 to 7 minutes. So we won't be that far. Thank you. And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us through this break. I hope you guys got hydrated and got your snacks and you were comfy cozy, because something's going to happen in 2 hours and it might be the end of this adventure. It might be the beginning of Marley's backstory. We'll find out. But we're on this journey together and we'll see what happens. So, Marley was running from her nightmares.
Because that works every time.
Right. Run from your problems.
Uh-huh. What does everybody else see?
Right. What does everyone else see? So you stood in front of Lo, who had thrown the sickle. So Lo would have seen the same thing. So it depends on how long he looked. But I don't know what Henbane, Hutiar, and Alindra are doing, if they're packing up to go, or if they're saying anything to the other individuals, or if they're just, bye.
I don't care too much
Hutiar is
about
packing.
Henbane would also be packing. I mean, no, actually, no. He's packing.
Packing.
We trust Alendra to be the person that talks and does smart things.
Yeah, I wasn't in the camp long enough to unpack, so I'm just grabbing my bag and backing up, following Marley and Lo.
So Lo sees the same thing Marley sees, but Marley turns away. What does Lo do? I don't know if you're talking because you are muted. So I'm just
about
use the
that.
beard.
My apologies. Did Marley start to run?
Marley's intention was to basically, like, get the hell out of Dodge and pull you with her.
Oh, okay. Lo would be like a little confused at there being a second Marley, but then like, I mean, he's a little frail. I imagine that it'd be easy for Marley to be able to pull him along. So
Yeah.
what's going on back there? Did you learn magic?
Necromage, keep moving.
Oh, all right. Just running behind.
So the three of you see Marley and Lo running, getting the fuck out of this camp.
I think, and Marley's going with a like as she's moving out, it's we're going now. Like she's literally saying like we're going now and getting the hell out of Dodge.
I'm keeping my eyes on the Necromage as I kind of back out of this campsite to make sure it's not following, and then I'll turn and quickly head after them.
I mean, yeah, I think Henbane's just gonna quickly just shove whatever else he has in the bag and just take off after the other three.
Hutiar doesn't own a lot of things, so he's just grabbing his stick and his pack and going to Koira to make sure it follows in the distance.
You break off from the group to go to Koira?
Oh no, I'm just like calling it towards us.
Gotcha. Marley, you hear something that sort of sounds like I'm following you. I'm here with you. I'm following you. It's a strange sort of voice.
Is it like, is there any familiarity to the voice?
Not at all.
Marley is going to be looking around as they're moving, like looking behind, trying to identify where it's coming from.
Do I hear that?
You do not.
What are you looking for?
Someone said they were following me.
I didn't hear anything.
That's not better.
Calm down. We can keep moving, but right now, what you're hearing, I'm not sure if it's actually exists. I'll keep an eye out, but keep your wits about you. We need to make sure that wherever we're going, we go there deliberately and not out of fear.
Okay. Does she see anything following them as she's looking around? Anything, like anywhere that voice might have come from?
Perception.
That is a finding perception on here. That is a 12. So not as bad as I've been rolling.
Not as bad, but
Still not stellar.
not stellar. You're running. You have just this barely contained panic, and you have Lo saying that he doesn't hear anything. That you can't seem to notice, again, anything in the woods around you. It's dark, and every single shadow that you see almost seems like it's jumping out at you. And he's sort of tearing through the underbrush. You can't tell if it's your feet or if it's something that's following you. Because you have 4 other people that are running behind you. It's making too much noise.
Okay. We're keeping going, but like the aim was to go back towards the direction that they had camped. But I think also once she feels like they've gotten far enough, she will slow down and try to regroup with the others.
Yeah, how far is far enough when you feel like you're being followed?
Probably when Lo tells her to stop.
Oh, Marley. I can't keep going like this.
We should probably let the others catch up.
I feel like a necromage is better than cardio at this point.
Right. You catch your breath. I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you. Ooh. I'll try to find a place to sit.
Oh, you guys have almost been able to find the road somehow in that mad dash, so not much to sit in except mud.
All right. And I plop down with a squish.
We've seen a squelch. Alindra, Hutiara, and Vane, you guys followed after Marley and Lo. You both 3 are both fairly fast. I don't feel like you're that far behind. Unless something else stopped you or you decided to go a different way.
Hutiar would keep on the track with his long, trollish legs.
Yeah, I think Henbane will just keep going.
Yeah, I'm following as well.
Perfect. So you catch up to Lo and Marley. You see Lo plopping down in the mud, trying to catch his breath. But once they finally stop, Marley, what are you doing?
Marley is on high alert, watching around to like see if there's anything following, see if there's danger. She's trying to essentially protect Lo at this point because she doesn't know what else to do.
Slightly panicked.
Yeah, a bit panicked. That was terrifying.
Just a little terrifying.
Only a little, just a smidge.
Fine. Do you guys say anything as you run up and meet the rest of your group on the road?
That was a wonderful reason to be woken up. Say, looking at Henbane and Hutiar.
Did you see if it was following us?
It didn't seem to be. I think it got what it wanted.
Okay.
I mean, if it still wanted to kill people, there's the two back there still.
Earlier, did we see Miralay being doppelgangered by the necromage? Or was that just Miralay who saw that?
Miralay and Lo both saw it, but the three of you were sort of busied with packing your things.
Right. Okay. Lo, do you need to be would you like to be picked up?
And Lo initially thinks yes, but then he just kind of looks at Hutiar and Henbane, and he's just like, no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. If we just walk at a slow, leisurely, romantic pace, then I'm sure everything will be okay. I can make it on my own. Thank you.
Alright, well, there's no lost dignity in it. Just, go up somebody's back, you can piggyback you all the way there.
It's dignity, I'm sorry. Dignity. I can't, my hands are tied. Dignity.
Alright, here we go.
So it does beg the question, do we camp the rest of the night, or are we just heading on to the city?
All night, as you look towards sunrise in the east, right?
Yes.
The dawn is breaking.
Oh, we've been
Or
like
not.
this all night. Okay.
Oh, as if none of you have ever slept all during the day. I'm sure some of you have had your shares of benders that only ended when the sun came up to expose what terrible things you done.
Yeah, but then I did not have to walk to a city after that.
Aye. Alright, so you're saying we get drunk when we get to the city. Alright.
I think we should focus on getting to the city first.
Alright, let's get to the city. And Hutiar's gonna, adjust his disguise again, because we're getting close to people and humans, and he's like, good god.
Getting bigger.
By all the gods in the forest, you'd think that they grew humans on trees.
So you guys set out down the road towards the city.
Yep.
right. It's only a few hours walk. The rain has lifted into more of a light mist. Hopefully giving some sort of ease towards the mud and everything that has been compiling as you go. But as you approach the outer wall of the city of Quran, it's almost seems like it's enveloped in this delicate veil, a hazy sort of ambiance from this gentle mist. You have that soft light emerging on the horizon that's casting this very faint glow upon this town that was able to sleep through the night. It seems so different from what you've been experiencing, with that patter of raindrops on cobblestones almost providing a soothing sort of backdrop towards the footsteps of merchants that are already emerging from their dwellings. Behind the city, you see the river, and you can smell freshly baked bread and just awakening your senses as the city begins to stir. But again, it's those fishing boats that are moored at the docks that is your destination right now. Maybe. But you guys are tired. It's been a night. What was the plan?
We can try and secure a boat, or if we can all avoid killing people, perhaps we can get a little bit of rest in the city before we set out.
Rest sounds, frankly, wonderful right now.
Yeah.
Get a couple hours sleep. Maybe try and set out this afternoon. I don't
Sounds
know
like
if our younger sibling in distress has enough time for us to spend an entire night here.
Good point.
Plan is to try and get a inn.
I think so. For just a couple hours worth of sleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Any type of inn that you're trying to find, just whatever's closest.
Obviously one of quality.
One of quality. A quality
Not-
inn.
Not one called the Tavern.
Not the tavern. Dang it.
Well, but I like the tavern.
It's a chain, okay? All right. Let's see here. Who's trying to find it?
Marley's looking to Alindra because Alindra is the one who, can get them a boat in the city, which implies that Alindra is more familiar with the city than they
That's
are.
what I was wondering. Have I been here before?
You're well traveled. You have.
Awesome. So I will lead us to wherever I normally stay when I come through this city.
Yes, as a scholar.
As a scholar, yes. Where the scholars stay.
Where do the scholars stay, Alindra?
I mean, it's got to be a nicer joint. I mean, Alindra is she's from a well-off family. So she is used to staying in comfier places. Those are necessary when you spend time on the road. Have to have a nice, comfortable bed, some quality wine, not the vinegar that we got in Thistlehold.
True. You. My brain was like, I'm gonna call this place the Inn.
Oh, see, I'm sitting here going, is it Scholars Hall where the scholars stay?
No. No. It's gonna be named The Cup and the Cupboard. Thank you, guys. But basically, walking down the street, you're sort of in that daze where nothing can really bother you right now. You're so tired that you're just putting one foot in front of another, following Alindra, who leads you through these sturdy oak doors, and you are immediately embraced by this warmth and comfort that just surrounds your guys' weary souls. You have the air that is filled with those tantalizing scents of like hearth baked bread and aromatic spices and the delicate fragrance of wildflowers. It's just so, the juxtaposition between this and what you had experienced at night is just so strong. It's just this very enchanting charm to it, with tapestries depicting heroic quests or maps to the ruins in Davakar, legendary creatures, this sort of soft candlelight that is on the beams and polished surfaces, just a warm and inviting glow. Because it's so early still, it's relatively empty in here. You see various people moving throughout the kitchens in the inn, trying to get breakfast ready for the day. But as you enter, Alindra, you would recognize this person as the old innkeep. Will look up at you and smile. It's like, it seems you have friends here with you today. It's been a while.
It has, yes. Unfortunately, we are just passing through. We've had a difficult time on the road, though. We're hoping you'd have a few rooms that we could use just for a couple hours.
Of course. Would you like separate rooms for each of you? I don't know if we have quite that many rooms. Let me look at my book. Hold on, dear. Thick.
Okay, so we need one room for the happy couple.
I was doing that math. I'm like, Marlene Lowe,
Alindra,
and Bane,
and the
and
happy
then just
couple.
Alindra.
Yeah.
Well, I do have 2 empty rooms that have been cleaned.
We can make that work.
Right. Would you like me to put it on your tab?
Yes, please. Probably lunch as well.
Perfect. We'll have it sent right up to your room. But anything else you can do for you?
I look at the others.
Houtiar would like meat at lunch. Actual meat. Like, I'd like you to secure venison for myself. And not that corrupted venison that you got from the shithole because it's a city where it's been eaten out of the chamber pots and such. I want real venison.
Excuse me, dear. I'm sure we can procure some venison. We do have quite a lot of fish as well, if that would count for you.
Fish is what my food eats.
Right.
Do you have bear?
Bear.
You know what? Just meat. It will be fine. Thank you, Alindra. This is a wonderful place you have here.
Sorry, he's very exhausted from the road.
I feel like I could eat the horse I came in on. Ha!
Quite a different company that you're keeping for yourself this time, Augie.
Some of them sell swords. The roads can be quite dangerous.
Augie.
Well, yes, you're your companion here. She's been here quite a few times.
Oh, I would love to hear all the stories you know about Augie.
Well, unfortunately, we only have a few hours to sleep.
Good point. Good point. I'll retire. I'll see you soon, Augie.
I mean, Alindra's staying with Marley and Lo, not with the other two. She's not getting in between that. There's obviously only one bed in that room.
Well, the three of you go up and awkwardly leave Hutiar and Henbane on a landing in front of a single door.
Hutiar would immediately say, if there's only one bed in there, I'll find myself to the floor. You're strong. You need your muscles limber for the mission. Men like me are used to the ground.
Somehow, his face manages to become like a darker shade of brown. Thank you.
You open the door?
Yeah, I opened the door.
You could cut this tension with a knife.
No. No, there's two single beds.
But is there one big enough to hold a 9-foot tall man?
No.
Almost with a sigh of
Maybe you
something.
can push the beds together.
You could yeah, both survive. Yeah. Hutiar will definitely he will offer to give up his place on the bed. He will literally push it to the other and then take his place on the floor with his pouch. As if silently at any moment expecting that someone might, say something. He has that like lonesome face where he's just like, there's a chance that I'm really misunderstanding the context of the situation.
He not in a sexual sense. He's just like, just get in the bed.
Oh, well, if you insist, and he'll just fall asleep on the bed right there. Comforted by the presence of another tall man.
He will sort of start undressing, as I have to talk about one of these curses at some point.
Yes, that's the reason.
Totes. Revealing as he sort of takes off his armor and, at the very least, his shirt, revealing this sort of like wound that seems to have not healed since whenever he received it. That is basically just a looks like it's from maybe a sword that was thrust through his chest. That has gotten to the point where it has like festered and it just smells god awful. It's like, fucking hate this place.
Hutiar, you're asleep?
Hutiar is quickly going to get to sleep, only after pulling down the his hood so that he can get comfortable, revealing the large, what looks like a corruption scar of feline fur coming up off of his neck.
Perfect. And also, how long has it been since you've drank?
Oh yeah, that whole deal. He probably needs to get more blood somehow, because probably whatever's left in his water skin has probably coagulated, if there's any left.
Yeah, that's not warm blood.
Sort of. Well, this is gonna. There's not like a bathroom in this place. It's just a bed. It's probably gonna open a window and just shake the coagulated blood out of the water skin. And if it hits somebody, oops.
There's this warm-blooded troll.
Hot-blooded. Sorry. I had to make that joke. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm back in the other room.
Thank God. Thank you.
With Alindra or Augie, Marley, and Lo. There is only 2 single beds in here as well. But there's 3 of y'all. But you're normal sized.
Alindra automatically sits down on one. I mean, she is paying for these rooms.
Marley and Lo have probably had to, like, share a bed while traveling or something in the past, so that's probably not too much of an issue there.
Like a head-to-foot situation.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So is everyone going to sleep?
Marley is probably out like a light, as the adrenaline has probably finally, like, chilled out.
Exhausted. I mean, when you go from intense adrenaline towards that flowing out of you and going away, that's just complete exhaustion, mentally, physically, everything. So she is out. Lo, you see your pupil fitfully sleeping. You know they're probably going to have nightmares tonight. But it's just you and Alindra for a moment as you guys get settled.
One of these days, I'll hear your stories, Augie.
We'll have to trade them. Mine for yours.
That's a bargain I look forward to.
We just have to survive the forest. Lucky us.
Yes. It seems I must say thank you. Thank you. Your plan seemed to work. I don't feel anyone watching since I yeeted said sickle. So thank you.
It was that or take the chance of it hunting us, and I don't know that we would have made it very far down the river if we stuck with that.
True.
But this is probably the last bed we'll see in the next week at least, if not longer. So
yes,
enjoy
please. It. Sleep well. Thank you for introducing us to this place.
Alindra rolls over and tries to get at least a couple hours of sleep, at least until lunch comes.
Lo the same.
Alindra, as you close your eyes, there is that very similar nightmare that you've been having for months now, as weeks. It's been a while that it's haunted your dreams, where you are lost in the dark for a moment. So dark you can't even see your hand in front of your face. You try to call out, scream, anything, and it's just falls on deaf ears. You know that you're dreaming, but you can't wake yourself up from it. It's a chilling sort of nightmare. And as you walk forward, the forest comes into view, twisted, the air cold, the trees almost skeletal and withered. You see the shadows around you contorting, and there's this haunting stillness in the air. You see basically this desolated realm that's plagued by these broken structures and this mishapen creatures. It seems to bend and warp, and you know you haven't been asleep for that long. Like, logically, you know you're dreaming. You know that this is a nightmare that you've had forever, but the minutes just seem to stretch into like these torturous eternities. And that boundary between dream and reality is blurring in this murky sort of haze, and you feel smothered, like a cold hand is pressing against your neck. Roll for nightmares. You try to sleep.
I'm gonna pick a different die this time since the last one almost screwed me. Better. Not by a lot, but better. That's I have a plus
Higher than
3.
15?
That's 14 total.
We needed a 15.
Ouch.
Dun dun dun.
Cool.
Exhausted. For some reason, the hand in this dream just felt tighter than normal. Felt strangled, unable to move. And suddenly you find yourself sitting bolt up, tangled around in your blankets that have kind of gathered around you in a almost sort of coffin-like. You can't move. You need to get out of this bed. But you see Lo and Marley still sleeping.
Yeah, can I tell how long I've been asleep?
Gosh, I mean, you feel like you haven't gotten enough. There's no food tray in here of lunch, so maybe an hour, maybe 2.
Well, if we're gonna have a meeting this afternoon, if I'm gonna convince my contact to give us a boat, then I should at least look presentable for it. So I guess I'll use this time to clean myself up, do a bit of makeup, all of that.
Perfect. Don't try to sleep. You know it would be useless to try to get any more. You are exhausted.
Cool. So I'm gonna be useless in combat. So let's try and stay out of a fight.
But for the rest of you, Lo, give me a Constitution roll.
All right. $13.
Still a good day. You just need to be at a 10.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
Big stretch them. Yes.
What a big stretch. What a big stretch.
Oh, that's a good stretch.
You guys are the worst.
What's
All right.
going on in that room?
Alindra, do you go without your friends to meet with your contact, or do you wait for them to wake up and just eat and get ready?
I think I would bring them, because I think the idea is we would get the boat and then leave, if possible. Do I feel... Are we gonna have to sail the boat? Does anybody here know how to sail a boat? Or will there be someone who can man the river
sure
boat for us?
doesn't.
Do I know what this would look like walking into this?
You're probably gonna have to ask your friend.
Okay. That's fine. We go way back. It'll be fine. Yeah, I'll spend this time getting ready, making myself presentable, and then waiting on the food, writing some in my notebook, if I have time.
Perfect. Do you have time? How long are you gonna let them sleep for? Or are you gonna go wake everyone up?
Now, if I can't sleep and I'm exhausted, the entire reason I'm traveling with them is I feel like they can increase my odds of survival in this. So I'm going to let them sleep.
There's no alarms and everyone's exhausted, so if it gets past lunchtime.
Oh no, they're up at lunch. I'll make sure of that. But I will let them sleep until lunch.
All right, so you wake up Marley and Lo. What does this look like?
The food was sent to our rooms, right?
Right. So
I think
the older lady would have knocked on the door very lightly. Not expecting it to open, but...
yeah, Alindra opens it. Thank you.
Dear, I thought you would still be sleeping.
Well, it seems that sleep is not in the cards for me today, but I'll take that. Thank you.
Of course. She, without question, just hands it over, and the smell is amazing. You have this whole loaf of freshly baked bread and what looks to be some sort of like fish chowder. The smell is amazing to you, but there's 3 bowls of it and very good helpings.
I will bring it over to a table or nightstand or whatever is there, and not trying to spill it, set it down kind of hard on the nightstand to make a bang, see if it wakes the other 2 up.
Later.
Oh,
Where?
you're awake. Good. Food is here.
Oh.
Right. Right. Okay. It smells good.
It usually is quite delicious.
Marley will be sitting up, stretching, and then we'll come check out the food.
As will Lo.
Take one of the bowls and just dig in.
So good. You got like those diced potatoes that are cooked perfection with like comforting starchiness and onions and celery, and got those savory notes. It's got some pepper. Yeah.
So the energy of Marley eating this is very much like Garfield and lasagna. She is not eating it in this manner, but that's the energy.
Oh, it's a warm food and it warms your soul. I haven't had warm, fresh food in a while.
It's a good thing we took this in the room then.
She doesn't spill it everywhere. It's just she's hungry and this is good. She's a growing girl.
Hey. Now we gotta go wake up Hutiar and Henbane. Or at least the older woman is knocking on the door. Hopefully they wake up.
Hutiar is spurred to action by the knock on the door, as if he's used to being kicked out of places. He flies off the side of the bed, rolling feet first onto the hardwood floor and pulling on his coat. His boots never came off. He's very used to just having to make a run for it out of inns like this, and out of
being with you.
Yes, I mean, honestly, having someone next to him makes him more likely to get kicked out in his experience. So he's going to jump out and sort of like look at the door threateningly, and then be like, "Oh, it's just a morning call."
What?
It's time to continue our journey.
Oh, shit.
Alright, so I'm thinking that when we get in there, if the food is rubbish, you and we just go and we hunt something. And then we feed it to the rest of the group so they can know what real meat tastes like. How do you like that?
He's still like rubbing sleep out of his eyes. Just like, oh, sure.
Alright, do you need your bandages cleaned for that festering wound you got there?
Well, there's not much use to it at this point. Been like that for years, so...
Alright, but I haven't been smelling it for years. I'll use prestidigitation to clean the rag around his thing. But like, alright, I'm not your cleaning service, but I like you, so congratulations, your bandages will be clean forever. Alright, let's go meet the rest of them.
Progress. Relationship progress.
The bar filled up a little bit.
Knocking still
Plus
on the
5.
door.
But Hutiar is very, very clear. He's like, I am not your maid, but I do like you. People find out that you can clean clothes in an instant without a problem, and they get ideas.
He's just like, understood.
Alright, so Hutiar will quickly exit the room. Probably to the staring looks of the others as he comes out.
You quickly exit the room
Yes.
and run into the little old lady on the other side.
Holding the
Spilling
food.
clam chowder all over yourself. The clatter, the dishes crash to the ground. There's even this slab of venison that was that deep shade of brown just falling, ruined to the floor. As she gives a yelp in surprise as you suddenly come barging out of the room.
Oh no, the chowder! The Hutiar will be like, I'm so sorry. Alright, ma'am. How about I give you
Here,
um
I'm sorry. I'll get this cleaned right up.
No. How about this?
Another
You
bowl?
take some money. Here you go. And he's gonna give her 2 of his what are they called? Shillings.
Oh, a shilling.
That's all I've got. He's like, you could have 3 of these shilling or 2 of these shillings. And he'll apologize profusely. Because he wants to be remembered as the 9-foot tall in a wooden mask that was nice. Not the 9-foot tall wooden mask that was a dick.
You keep your money. It's my fault.
Nope, it's fine, and he'll take the venison off the floor and just start munching it and continue to meet the others. Tastes like mahogany. Is this a good floor? This is a well-seasoned floor.
The others are in the room actually eating their food like we had
Yes.
planned.
Oh, really? Well, he's,
It was
I guess,
the entire
outside the
plan.
door. You just hear, this is tasty floor.
And Hutiar's large and booming voice.
He's a performer. He has to have a booming voice.
Hinbane, you gotta step over spilled chowder.
Chowder.
As he's stepping over, I would like to attempt to sleight of hand one of my thaler into this woman's pocket.
Showing him up. Roll me a sleight of hand.
Let's see. I have decent decks, I'm just not proficient, so let's find out. Okay, that fell off.
You need to calm down with the dice rolls.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be a 21.
Yeah, she's trying to clean stuff up. It's pretty easy to slip something in her pocket. You're a thaler pourer.
Oh, dang.
Well, good thing if you bring this kid back, you get 50 thaler. Helladin.
Ooh.
Who?
I mean, we don't have to bring him back. We just have to bring
Bring word back. Right. Excellent. So, you guys barge into Alindra, Lowe's, and Marley's room. We've met up. Or do you go in carefully?
Do you usually eat floor?
Yeah, what is
Not
going on?
intentionally.
Okay.
Have you finished your food already?
I unfortunately my blouse got most of it, but what I had was delicious. I appreciate the hospitality of this place.
Marley would offer some of hers, except she has devoured all of it. There's none left. She's like, she might as well have licked the bowl clean.
Hutiar looks back at the puddle that was his chowder and says, "Alright, I was wrong. I think it was cedar."
Well, I would be surprised if she's not in the process of bringing you another bowl.
I suppose. But if there's anything I can do to help you all expedite your lunches, I'm happy to help.
No, just do try and be careful in this city. I do have to pass through it occasionally.
No problem. I am just a very discreet performing comedian and singer who's 9 feet tall and green.
Yes, discreet was everything we saw in Thistlehold.
I didn't stab anybody. That was someone else. Someone else.
Yes, Henbane through a door.
Yes.
Ah, yes, Henbane. Only Henbane. Anyway, speaking of only Henbane, is he here yet?
I think he's just been awkwardly standing in the doorway, so he's probably heard that conversation. He's just like, I thought you would talk more about the man's head that I caved in, but...
How about we not talk about that in the hallway? Come inside if you're going to talk about things like that.
I'm sure much worse has been said in this inn.
No, this is where the book
Quality
people are.
in. Jeez. For scholars.
Aye, they read about people dying. They don't do the people dying.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Like Alindra. Alindra is a scholar, has never even seen a corpse. It's actually forbidden.
I think she's seen a couple corpses lately.
Can't stand the sight of blood.
Right. So, Alindra, did you call for your contact to come here to you, or are you going to go visit her?
Going to go visit. I think in my exhaustion, I have not sent word ahead. I don't know. Maybe I do just before we leave. Like I remember it just before we leave. So I'll send a message ahead that I am dropping by.
Right now.
Yeah, in like 10 minutes.
Perfect. That's a message. All right, so you guys make for the docks. The rain that has been so omnipresent throughout your journey has finally ceased, and you get little glimpses of sunlight coming down through little patches of clouds. Another warm day, but the river is flowing steadily past the docks. You kind of have that gentle sway of the fishing boats in the rhythm of the current, and you have their hulls adorned with little droplets of rain. And it's just like that sense of tranquility as the morning bustle begins. But you know where your friend's boat is, where she usually keeps, and luckily it is inside. It's still tied to the dock, and she's literally talking to your messenger as you show up.
As we're approaching, I will say to the others, so she is a merchant, fairly successful, running stuff from the ruins. Let me do the talking, though. Not all of you have social graces. Exactly.
Talking about low.
I admit it.
And I will confidently approach. Avor, it's been far too long.
Oh, Alindra, usually when you send word, there's more of a warning, not she like gestures towards the messenger.
Yes, I apologize for that. We've had a rough couple of days. They're here with a bit of an urgency.
Well, and these are your friends?
Companions for a journey that I need to undertake. They bring their own skills. She says, kind of motioning towards Henbane's greatsword.
See that? This is quite the interesting companions that you have. And how much do they know about you?
They know everything they need to know. A scholar studying ruins. That's why I got interested in this job.
Right, scholar.
And now we're heading out to rescue some poor sibling. Was venturing with Orda Magica. Yeah, we find ourselves in need of a boat, and I was hoping that you could perhaps provide some assistance there.
So you are hoping for a boat ride into Davakar then?
Yes. I assume you need to make a journey there anyways.
She flips open this manifest. I do have a run going into there, but I don't think it won't be for free for you. Not this time. But perhaps we could talk over here for a moment.
Absolutely. She turns to the others. Don't touch anything, please. And then walks off with the boar.
How long has it been since I've seen you, Alindra?
Six months at least, I think. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, it's almost been a year. And you disappeared. Completely disappeared. And now you suddenly show up and you want to use my boat to go into the forest. Am I summing it up right?
It's a job that I was given.
Right. A job. Always a job. But you literally left. Did you even give me a second thought? On our last mission, I took the fall. I had to face every single consequence. You walked away.
But it looks like things turned out okay.
Is that really all you have to say, Alindra? Things turned out okay.
No, I shouldn't have left. And I have regretted it, but I was afraid that if I showed back up, that I would see the other end of your famous crossbow.
Still haven't decided if you will or not.
But I can tell you've missed me.
Maybe. So this is some sort of mission for the Queen, I'm guessing?
It is.
And your companions don't know anything about it?
They do not. I looked upon them already meeting to head into the forest, conveniently tracking the same expedition, so they're quite good in combat. Most of them, anyway.
Right. Well, for you, it's always for the Queen, right?
That is the job.
Right then. Yes, I'll take you into the forest. But this is the only time. This is the last time, Alindra. I won't even tell you about what happened after that mission. But there's a reason that I am in this city still. Just running a boat. There's more to life than serving the Queen. And we could have had a life.
People like us don't usually get that choice.
Yeah, you made your choice.
For what it's worth, I am sorry.
It's not worth anything. Go get your friends. We'll leave soon.
Yeah, Alindra stands there for a moment, and then turns around and walks back to the group. Right, so she's going to take us. It's a reliable boat, so we shouldn't have any issues there. Hoping you all will help protect it.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Again, try not to touch anything, please.
Does anyone touch anything?
Yes,
He
because we're impulsive.
just out of spite, Henbane will just like touch. If we're on the boat, it's just going to touch like. Does this boat? How big is it? I assume it's not huge, but
It's not huge. It's a pretty. I mean, you guys fit comfortably. It is able to navigate the river. There isn't really a below deck that is it. It's just for cargo down there. What Awari simply says is that she is a merchant and she runs into Davakar and out with various shipments of supplies towards the outposts that are there. And so this one simply has unmarked supplies that are in it.
Are any of these boxes open?
No.
He's literally just going to touch a box with his hand, just put his hand on top of the lid, and then just takes it off.
Cat. He is cat.
He is cat. It is nailed shut.
Right, he doesn't try to pry the lid off or anything. He just touches the lid, moves his hand off.
Oh, okay, not take the lid off.
Yeah.
Hutiar, control your man.
No.
Is this a is this a sail to propel it up the river? Or is this what's the propelling mechanism for this?
Yes, there is a sail. But
Okay.
also relying on the current.
Mhm.
Like, it is a much quicker trip to go into the forest than it is to go out.
Okay.
Mm. Luckily, we don't plan on coming out.
What Marley is touching is the ropes. Because they're very large and interesting, and boats are not she's from a landlocked city, boats are not a thing that she's used to.
So again, this is 5-day journey towards the outpost by boat. Avori will actually, she is avoiding Alendra, but will try to teach you how to sail.
Okay.
And how to use the ropes.
Marley will gladly learn.
It's definitely one of those things where she's trying to show you what to do, trying not to look at Alendra, trying to focus at the task at hand.
Marley does not notice. Marley is in her training montage, okay?
We're gonna learn how to ride a boat. But yeah, the journey into... Oh, we're going into Davakar. No
Finally.
incidents. Yeah, we're on a boat. We're going into the city. No incidents. It is a nice and easy, almost too easy of a trip as you go in.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
You mean we're finally finding the plot?
What plot? The plot is the friends we made along the way.
And the trauma.
And the trauma. It's fine.
The plot is the backstory we made along the way.
There you go. We have future characters now for those of you that survive. We shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Round table GMing, whoever dies first has to GM the next game.
You guys see these large trees towering overhead as the river winds into the forest finally. You'd been sort of skirting along the edge of it, but you're now entering into Davakar. For some of you, this is the first time that you have entered into these dark woods. Davakar has been divided into what is known as light Davakar and dark Davakar. Basically, this is measured by how much sunlight can reach the ground. And from where Vore is taking you into the forest, you are sort of at that border. The second you go into the forest, it's almost like it's changed into night. You could kind of still see that dappling of sunlight that filters down through that canopy of thick trees, but you physically feel the temperature drop 10-15 degrees as you are within the shade. Boat continues on. The water that has been crystal clear is now dark. You can't see the bottom. The waves splashing up against it, and it's quiet, save for the sound of birds chirping and bugs buzzing around on the foliage and leaves around you. It almost seems fine and tranquil. Marley, throughout this journey, though, that voice you've continued to hear saying, I'm following, I'm catching up, giving different pinpoints towards its location. Alindra, you've still suffered from the nightmares, but they seem to be getting worse the closer that you've gotten to the forest. Stronger. And as you guys finally approach the outpost of the Ordo Magica, you see this walled-in outpost with a pier jutting out into the stream that Avore throws a line on to tie you guys in and pull you onto the dock. From your information that you know, Alindra, this is part of the expedition that the Ordo Magica sent. Like, this is the point where they send expeditions deeper into the woods. Like, this is what Thistlehold is to Davakar. But this is sort of like inside one of the outposts. But yeah, we're finally in the city. We finally have gotten towards this outpost. Our first stop on the journey.
Let's go.
And now I'm like looking at the time. I'm like, oh no.
Dido, forgive us.
So I'm going to do the horrible thing. I'm sorry, Hoop. I guess this is going to turn into a 3-shot. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if we keep going or if we end here. Sorry, guys. Let me see what the overlords. Hoop knew it. I am horrible at timing. You guys just have really good stories. But I can already see that half of you are falling asleep. So.
Which half?
The right half.
The right.
Mm-hmm.
All of y'all is the night. So as we disembark onto this small pier towards the outpost of the Ordo Magica, we're gonna end our adventure tonight. We've made it into Davakar. The future of this group is uncertain. as nightmares and other things continue to plague them. And who knows if we are actually going to find Helidon. Maybe just his skeletal remains. Maybe he is now a necromage. It is to be determined. Sorry guys. Timing is not one of my strong points, and I just like listening to the stories that you guys have to tell, so I'm just like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be GMing this. Anyway. You can join our Discord at the button in the description. It's where we post all of our monthly casting calls with our August schedule that is currently out right now, but you might be seeing us in August. We also have their schedules there, and it's generally where we hang out and be giant nerds, and we'd love for you to come hang out and roll some dice and let us shout at you and welcome to the Discord. Once more, we're going to go around and give everyone a chance to tell the people who you are, where we can find you, and what you guys are doing, and any sort of other closing thoughts as your character finally finds themselves within the forest of Davakar. And we will start with Matt.
Yeah, I'm Matt. I've been low this evening. You can find me everywhere as Improv and RPG. And as far as Lowe's thoughts, it was nice to be able to enjoy a good meal. And we got on a boat. I imagine Lowe is feeling proud seeing Marley learn how to pilot a boat. Lowe had no idea, so he's glad that someone did, and so then he gets to watch the teaching unfold from afar, and he's feeling happy and proud, and also very curious about Alindra's background, especially with this new person who I imagine seeing from a distance. It's like, I wonder what they're talking about. But that's it for me. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thanks. And I just gotta say, I've always wanted to play with Matt, so this is my fangirl moment, and you've been such a great player, so thank you.
Oh, thank you. I've always wanted to play with you. You're amazing, Sam.
Gosh, thanks. All right, it's getting too cute and wholesome. Anna.
Yes, I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG performer, producer, and podcaster. You can find me on most social media at Archival Dust Bun. Since we are running a little late, I won't give a lot about where to find me. Of course, Fabula Ultima on here. But the big thing I want to mention is Bloom and Blight, our upcoming queer and trans led Girl by Moonlight podcast. We announced our premiere date today, July 20th. You can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at Bloom and Blight. We have other social media accounts coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. But we have an amazing cast. A good portion of them you may recognize from this channel, including Taylor, Potato, storytelling for us, Kit is part of it as well as cast, and myself, Candace the Magnificent, Logan the GM. Just a really wonderful group of players for that. So keep an eye out for that and give us a follow on social media so that you don't miss any of the cool stuff we have planned between now and the premiere. But as far as Alindra's thoughts, she's not in a happy place as we arrive here. This boat ride was tense. She was hoping that things would go a little smoother with Avore, but she didn't leave the situation the best the last time she saw her, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, maybe she'll join you on your adventure. Romance rekindled. We'll see. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and that cast sounds amazing for Blue and White, so I will be listening. Mir.
Hello, I'm Mir, she, her. You can find me online as Mir Draws. I played Marley, who is distracting herself from the fact that she's pretty sure she's being haunted by this necromage by learning how to sail this boat. That's kind of where she's at, and she's not looking forward to no longer having the distraction of sailing the boat because also it's fun. So that's where she's at. You can find me back here on this channel in August for one of the Call of Cthulhu games. I have that channel muted in the Discord at the moment so that I can pay attention to this, so I don't have the information with me on the moment. Wow. Otherwise, you can find me whenever this goes to part 3. And if you're in the Philadelphia area, you can find me at a show called Poison Garden in the first 2 weeks of August for a in-person show. So.
Ooh, in-person show. Super cool. Gosh, you're fancy.
I'll drop things in the Discord for y'all.
Heck yeah. All right, Spencer. Our non-mustachio friend.
Yeah. I got done with a show, so I'm like, yep, this mustache comes off and it's never gonna come back as just a mustache. Hello. I am Spencer, aka at Spencer DV on Twitter, Discord, etc. I played Henbane Urgenasi Fighter, and let's see, what is going on with... I'm busy this week with this channel. You saw me tonight. You'll hopefully, if things come together, be seeing me tomorrow night as I run Noir World on this channel. With a one-shot I wrote heavily inspired by one of my personal favorite films, Bad Times at the El Royale, which, if you haven't watched that movie, it's fantastic. Watch it. And then I will also be here on Thursday night, playing Delta Green with the wonderful Doc Rimbo as our GM. And yeah, that's all I'm really up to in the world of TTRPG stuff. I'm busy this week, and I'm real excited about it.
Good week. I'll be on those shows with you as well, with Noir World and Delta Green. Super excited. And last but certainly not least, Varg.
Hi, I'm Varg.
Sing your outro.
My Varg, he, him. You can't find me anywhere online, but you can definitely find me if you're in the Baltimore area. The last Saturday of every month, I help ST the Anarch VTM LARP at No Land Beyond, Valley of Unrest, which is an exceptionally good time. We have pretty much the best troop of players I've ever played with in a LARP, and I've been doing it for about 10 years. So if you want to, hit me up on Discord.
Oh yeah, I'll be there last Saturday of the month. And I am Sam. I'm Sammy Scribbles on Twitter. I haven't been doing much, but I am coming back, and I am on this channel. If I'm going to be anywhere else, you'll see it on my Twitter. But other than that, I'm super excited and happy that I got to play with this amazing cast of players. I guess we're going to have a part 3, so keep your eyes open for that. And then we are going to be raiding queue times tonight, so make sure you stick around for that. Give them our love and support, and any way else that we could support this community with a like and a follow for them. Otherwise, make sure you stay hydrated, get some rest, and we will be seeing you around. So have a good night, everyone.
Woo.